I didn't know in the beginning what the heck to do and how to generate leads. I literally went 4 months. I think I had one lead. And then once Karen came on my team, she started crushing it. Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Before we get into it, please like this video and subscribe to the channel because today we're getting into some sauce. Everybody's been asking me in my DMs about virtual assistants. If you go back to the channel, we've done a lot of stuff on lead generation, especially cold calling and texting with a virtual assistant department, right? That's the main way that we generate the majority of our leads. So I had one of the Blueprint students, actually multiple of the Blueprint students, hit me up asking me about questions about hiring VAs and why their VAs aren't generating enough leads and like all the things. So I'm like, you know what? To be honest, I don't even have all your answers. Karen on my team is my ride or die who's been with me for about 3 years now. She's the one that has the answers. So why don't I have her come on the Q&A? So this week we had a weekly Q&A and I brought Karen on and just light bulbs are going off on everybody's head. Like, oh my gosh. Then I realized I'm like, okay, more people need to hear what Karen has to say. So let me get her on the YouTube channel. And Karen's been on here multiple times anyways, but I think she's going to come in. Actually, I know she's going to come in and bring some crazy value. So without further ado, Karen, what is going on?
Hey, Mike. Hey, everybody watching around. It's nice to be here.
Karen, this is about 2.5 years ago, maybe almost 3 years ago. Karen comes on my team. Well, actually, I didn't even have a team at that point. It was just me. I was trying to wholesale. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was probably like maybe 3 or 4 months into my wholesaling business and was struggling. I wasn't generating any leads. And then I found Karen on Facebook, had an interview with her, and boom, she started generating me leads literally from like day one. She helped me set up all my systems, processes, did all the things. We literally built the business together. And ever since then, we've been generating leads like every single day for the past 2.5, 3 years. In those times, there's, peaks and valleys. Karen's been through the whole entire nine of this whole entire business with us. So she's seen a lot of stuff. And the growth that I've seen her have is insane. From the time that we started together to now, it's been bananas. And I'm going to let her get into that a little bit here. But I didn't know in the beginning what the heck to do and how to generate leads. I literally went 4 months. I think I had one lead. And then once Karen came on my team and we started cold calling and texting, she started crushing it. She was sending up maybe like 3 or 4 leads a day. For that, I was still like super excited that we were generating leads, but I still wasn't closing them because I didn't know sales at that point. Once I learned sales, I was finally able to like take advantage of everything that Karen was pushing up. It was insane. So Karen literally pretty much built our whole entire business. So Karen, without further ado, why don't you dig into your journey so far in the past like 2.5 years since we've been working together?
Yep. Yeah, that's crazy because I know earlier today on our daily meeting, we discussed about how long we've been in the business. And a lot of people just see how good it is right now, but a lot of people don't know how much we have gone through a lot of things, a lot of trial and error, a lot of like troubleshooting, a lot of going back and forth to the scripts, to the tools that we do and everything that as I try to recall, it has driven me crazy. Like if I was not as strong and very determined as I was before, I would have probably like given up. And that's a crazy journey, but I'm just glad that we have built this system right now, that it resulted to this really, really good system that we have. That I would say it's for now, it's still changing. We're still trying to get a lot of learnings with everything. But I would say that we have like the best system right now. And it's just crazy how that journey was really good, that it has molded me and sharpened me to who I am right now as a leader.
It's funny. I was talking to my pastor the other day, and he's like, one of the best ways to learn is just by having a blueprint on what to do rather than actually having to do it. Doing the thing and learning through doing the thing is good, and you're going to learn that way. Sometimes you got to put your hand on the stove to get burnt and learn not to touch the stove, but it's an expensive and a harsh way to learn sometimes. So it literally took us like 2.5 years of doing both, like getting guidance from my mentors and all that type of stuff, but also a lot of action taking, which cost us a lot of time. It took us maybe like 2.5 years to get here, and we built this really good system. But if we had the blueprint that we have right now, we could go out and build this business probably in like 3 months. You know what I
For
mean?
sure.
Just by having the systems and like, and it's crazy. It wasn't me. It was like all her. She knows her stuff. She literally runs our whole entire departments now. It's so crazy. We started this business with just me and Karen. Karen was generating leads and I was following up on all the leads. And then we wanted to scale up. So we got more team members and stuff. And she started managing everybody. And then as I kept going, right, as we kept going, we kept needing more team members. And I would just contact Karen for the team members. I would say, hey, Karen, do you know anybody that, is ready to be a virtual assistant? And she's like, oh, yeah, I have this person in my community that wants to be a VA. I'm like, all right, let's interview him. And then all of a sudden we started growing internally just by Karen's like community. I'm like, Karen, let me ask, how the heck do you have all these people that are willing to be a VA? And she's like, well, Mike, I haven't even told you this, but just for free, I've been teaching the people at my church for the past like 6 months. So I was like shocked because these people would come in and they would know exactly what our script looked like. And I was like, did you get our script from somewhere? Like, how do you know exactly what to do? And it was really good. I was like, we don't have to do anything. They're already ready. So I kept going back to Karen, like, hey, can we get more team members? Can we get more team members? And that's how we grew. I didn't even know that she was teaching her community. So all of a sudden, Karen ended up with a bunch of people in her community who had experience and knowledge, and they were being taught how to be a virtual assistant and cold call and text to generate leads. And we had like just access to all of them. And that was pretty much how we grew. So now Karen has been like, I've been giving out so much value to my like tight knit community in the church. More people need to see this. So she started a whole entire community like on Facebook and stuff like that of people all over her country. Actually, have you gotten out of the Philippines yet? Or
Not yet. Not yet. For now, it's just within the Philippines.
okay, love it. Well, let's get right into some questions because this is what I really want to bring to the channel. I want to bring some questions that people that I know have been DMing me, asking me, like, hey, I have this worry about hiring a virtual assistant, and I want you to help them because honestly, you have the answer to these questions more than I do. One of the biggest things I think people will DM me is how do you get past the barrier for like, the culture barrier between the Philippines and America? Karen, what I'm trying to ask is like, why should they not worry about that?
Yeah, that is really like one major thing that investors come to us for help. It's Karen, I have this and that, and there's just some kind of like barrier between the virtual assistant, the culture in America, and everything because it's a whole lot different culture. So it's crazy if if you wanna go with that boundary, try to overcome that. And yeah, so in our community, we are not just exclusive with people who has experience with cold calling in the past or lead generation in the past. So we still welcome those who have no experience at all, right?
Mm.
So as this was my conclusion for the past trainings, for the past years that I have conducted free trainings, open up opportunities for everybody in my community. One thing that I have noticed is Filipinos are really good English speakers, and that's not a problem at all. Here in
Mm.
Revance, one of the qualification that they're good in communication because communication is what this is all about. So that's not a problem, of course. Now, as we move further, one thing that I realize is that it's not the accent or it's not majority to that, but it's more about being really persistent on the call. It's
Mm.
more about having that tenacity on the call that you're not willing to give up, letting go of the sellers immediately. Like for example, there's a seller that wanted to hung up. Like we encounter a lot of calls that, hey, I'm driving right now, I don't want to talk to you right now, I'm so busy, or like, can you call me tomorrow, I'm heading into a meeting. But the fact that they actually answered the call, that should be your hope already, right? So what we
Mm-hmm.
do, we just don't let go of the sellers as easy as that. We want to make sure we are very diligent, we are persistent about getting our questions answered, because that's our role. We have to qualify and disqualify and move on to the qualified leads, right?
Mm.
So that's, I believe, one thing that virtual assistants should have in these calls. That should be the attitude on the call.
That's really good because it really like Obviously, the language barrier is a thing. I'm not going to act like it
Yeah.
isn't, but it's not the biggest thing. Like we have had VAs on our team that didn't have the best accent. Like it was very distinct that they were from a different culture, and it was completely fine because of what Karen's saying. They have gotten a blueprint on the script and the questions to ask when things get tough, right? When the seller's cursing them out, they're still persistent, and that's really what matters. But they have a whole entire script and guidance for that. At the end of the day, we have like three different departments. We have the lead generation department, the lead follow up department, and then the sales department. The sales department is in charge of getting contracts. The lead management department is in charge of following up and pushing people to acquisitions. And then the lead gen department is in charge of qualifying people as leads, right? Every single one of those departments has a sale. You got to sell somebody on being qualified to go into the system. You got to sell somebody on being qualified to being pushed to acquisitions. You got to sell somebody to being put into a contract, right? So you got to sell at the end of the day. So pretty much we have built from the past like 2.5 years we've been doing this. We built a script that is bulletproof so that when the VAs are on the call, all they got to do, you got to think about this. All they have to do is really find two things: find somebody that's interested in selling and get them to tell them a reason why. If they can just do those two things, boom, it can be a 2 or 3 minute conversation. It honestly shouldn't be anything more than that. Then it gets qualified as a lead. So that's all they have to do. So they just need a blueprint on how to do that. So I think one of the other biggest things that we should go over is, yeah, cool, we have this blueprint. And actually, if you want our cold call script, you can go into the Blueprint Facebook group. We'll put the link below and just type in cold call script and you'll see our cold call script there. But Karen, I think one of the biggest things is how to get people up to speed. Like, how do you coach them in order to get up to speed for that?
Crazy because, as you mentioned, I had this thought in mind. Regine, she's one of our cold callers here in Silver Homes. So she's actually one of those people I coach up that didn't really have that good accents, that more like the standard
Mm,
accent at first. Like, oh my gosh, I had a crazy experience teaching her with the accent first. But she's good in communicating. It's just that the accent is quite different. But
mm,
look at her now. Like, she's generating
she's a
as
beat.
more than like twice, thrice as much as VAs in the past who has 5 years experience in virtual assistant.
And Karen's not even lying. I'm dead
Yep.
serious. I see him. Like she's generating like 5, 6 leads a day. It's bananas.
Yep, that's true.
Like how
So
like good leads.
yeah, very much, very much. And she really has this great understanding. So in this community in Revance Virtual, what we do is we do call calibration. So also we do role plays
Mm,
and we do live shadow. So for example, that it's like a vice versa shadowing. So they shadow on our calls, on our cold callers here in Silver Homes. So they have really an idea of what it looks like on the conversation. And then after that, we calibrate our calls on our meetings and
mm,
see what's there to improve on that call and what we have to troubleshoot, what could have been done on that call. And then also, once these virtual assistants have already investors they're working with, we don't stop training them. So we what we do is we also calibrate their calls and then make sure that we track their progress. Okay, this week this is what you have to work on, and we wanted to really see that you have applied it in the call, because a lot of VAs could do that on our role plays but could not apply it on actual calls. So we gotta make sure that it is applied on their calls. So we do that, and also we make sure that they are very diligent with their KPIs. So
mm,
they have a goal that are set in their mind. Okay, I must generate this amount of leads for the day. So how I would do that, I must be diligent with my total dials. I must be able to have longer conversation. I must be persistent on the call. So that's what we are trying to build here in our community. And that has been working in Silver Homes. And that's what we are
mm,
trying to share to the Blueprint community, to the Revance Virtual community. And it has been working really, really good. As you said, it's been bulletproof.
No, that's really good. I didn't even know that you guys were doing that. I don't know that you were doing that with the revamps because what you're doing is all for free. It's
Yep.
like you're not getting paid to coach these people up, which is insane. But that's literally exactly pretty much how we built it over the past like 2.5 years. I didn't even realize that you just pretty much took everything that we've done and helped them out. Karen, what you were doing in that community is amazing. Like, it really is. It warms my heart to know that the work that we've done in the beginning has not gone, to waste. Like, it's getting paid forward other places, and it's the coolest thing to see. If you guys, I'm going to drop another link down here to a video where I explained fully in depth my relationship with Karen and how we started and everything. So hit the link down below and you can hear that. It's another video from the YouTube channel. But Karen, this was great. Where can people find you?
Yep, please follow us on Instagram. It's Revance Virtual. And also, we have a Facebook page. You could communicate with us there. If you need help with your virtual assistants, come to us. We are very much open with helping out. So it's something that we really enjoy, Mike. As you said, it's just going to be a waste if you don't share what we have right now, what we have built in this community in Silver Homes. Just going to be a waste if we're not going to be sharing it to other people and build value to them as well. So I'm just grateful. It's an opportunity and honor to be able to share what you know, and we're accountable to be able to give to other people as well. So it's life's purpose. So I'm just grateful for that.
Love it. You're the best. Thank y'all for watching. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch y'all on the next video. Karen will be back, by the way, on the YouTube channel. But we'll catch y'all later. Peace.